Eric Gibaud, ericgibaud.com. Today I receive you in a beach in the south of Spain, in Andalusia, close to Huelva. So what I want to speak about today is about feelings. When people buy a camera, they forget this really big part, really important part, which is how do you feel with your camera. So let's speak about it. Let's start. Most people, when they buy a camera, they check actually two things: the features and specification, the specs, and the price. But they forget one thing that is really important, is how do you feel when you have this camera in your hand. Here I've got my Olympus OMD EM5 Mark II, and the feeling for me is great. I really get together with it. Depends also on the lens you're using, but this one I really love to use this camera. I really love it. But also have other cameras I really love. Here I've got my Leica M4P. Well, this one, the grip is not as nice, but when I touch it, the metal, the touch, it feels like part of photography history. It's really special to me. I love this camera. It's maybe not the most advanced, but the feeling is great for me. And also here is my Fujifilm X100V, and the feeling is also great. The grip is a bit better than the Leica, but the feeling is magnificent for me. Okay, I really love it. So for me, the feeling with the three cameras is great. I've got some more, but this one are my most feeling I got. Okay, so these feelings depends on you. It really depends only on you. Why? Because I don't have the same feeling as you may have. So it's really important that you realize that only you can decide which camera is best for you on a feeling and sensation point of view. Okay, so depends on your taste. Maybe you like a retro look or very modern look or whatever, or your physiognomy. If you have large hand or small hands, like this one for me is great, but someone with very large hands maybe would not like it. Someone with very small hands would maybe like it better. I don't know, but it really depends on you. And also it depends on your experience. Is it your first camera? Did you have many cameras before? Because this will help knowing better what you like, what how you feel when you hold the camera. That will help also. It's not the same thing if it's your first camera than the 10th one. Okay, your needs. It's not the same thing that you pick a camera because you're going to do street photography, then use it on a tripod always, or sport photography or trekking or whatever. So the need will also define how you feel with your camera. Your strength. When I had my Canon 5D Mark II and Mark III, for me they were really heavy. So some people would feel it was okay for them. For me, after several years, 6 years, it was too heavy, so I left for Olympus, and then I was like relieved. Okay, but really, your strength will define also which camera is better for you or not. And also, as I said, the use you're going to do with it. It's not the same thing to be making pictures on a tripod than walking for hours and make landscape at the end of the really kilometers of walk. It's not the same thing, or in heavy rain or whatever. This is important too. It's part technical, part feelings, but this is also important. If you connect with your camera, if you really connect, if there's a connection, like a special connection. For some people this sounds really stupid, I may understand it. Okay, I understand it, but really for some other, they do see what I mean, that you have some kind of feeling. So if you have great feelings with your camera, you will make more pictures. You will be happy to go around and make pictures, go out, make pictures, all this. If you don't have these feelings, well, you will not make as many pictures, and the more picture you make, the better is your technique and your knowledge. Okay, so when I was using my Canon 5D Mark II and Mark III, I would take it out only if they were paying me. If it was for work, if it was for a client, then I would take the camera out and go and work. Then when I bought this Olympus, I started to make pictures for myself again. I'd stopped. I never made picture anymore for me. It was just for work only. And this is really sad, because as an amateur, I decided to be professional because I love photography. And at the end, I was not making pictures anymore, just for job. So I was making clients' things, not my things, okay, my pictures. So I really loved when I started this. I really started to enjoy going out with my camera and making pictures again. And with my Leica, same thing, my Fujifilm also, okay? When I use my Hasselblad, it's a bit different because it's really heavy. I use it more on a tripod, all this. But it's a different plan also. But it's not for clients, for me also. It's different, okay? But the feeling are really important. So I think there are two kinds of relationship with your camera. Some people look for a purely technical relationship. I want the best tool that has a perfect autofocus, perfect image exposure, whatever. Well, normally people look for this perfection and find it. Sooner or later, they end up changing cameras because there will be always a better camera with better features, better things, better everything. So the relationship is purely technical and there is no special feelings. I had this with the Sony Alpha 7 III. I've got a review here when I said it was a brilliant camera, but I would never fall in love with it. Yeah, because maybe the Series A6000 I like it, but the A7 III, I don't have special feelings with this series of Sony, okay? So as tool, I think they're magnificent, but I don't have special feeling with them. Some other will, okay, but I don't, okay? And if you get a camera that is purely feeling, the retro look, the way it looks, all this, at the beginning you'll be happy with it. But because we said the camera never fails, it's always a photographer, but it's not always this way, you know that. If your autofocus misses off of the picture, then you get disappointed. You say, yeah, I did everything right, and then the autofocus failed. So I have to make so many more pictures to get the right picture in focus that you get fed up with it. So you cannot have only purely technical, or you can, but then you will probably change camera soon, or only special feelings. When I bought my first Leicas, my two first Leica were a Leica M8, and the feeling was incredible. I love them, okay? But the result were not there. At ISO 640, the noise was so much, it looked like a pizza. It was horrible. And you had the color shift, you needed to put a special filter, or you would get purple, black fabric would look purple. That was a nightmare. So I really started to be disgusted by the camera. I was not happy anymore. Although I love the feeling, this is why after I bought a film camera, Leica film camera, but the technical side was not there. So although the look of the camera was brilliant, the sensation were not there. So I gave up. So it's important that you find something in balance. Something that you feel good, it looks good, you think it's a beauty, you really love it, and the results are there too. If you have only one part of it, that's a problem, okay? And only you can decide on that. I mean, the technical side, you know what your technical needs may be, but the feeling ones is something you must try. And unfortunately, it's every day a lot harder to get a shop with many cameras, so you can touch them, see them, look through the viewfinder, smell them, whatever. It's really hard to find now. So if you have the opportunity to have a shop with all these cameras, go there, touch them, see how they feel, all this. So you need to add these criteria on top of the technical one. If there are no shop where you can go and try them all, maybe there are some photographer meetings. Try to go to a meeting where they don't use all the same brand, all the same camera model, okay? Not fan of this model, just any kind of camera. Speak with the guys, ask them if you can touch a camera, take a few pictures, look through the viewfinder, all this, and see how you feel with the camera. Because this is so important. People neglect this part. And if you neglect this part, one day if you're a professional, well, you go and make money with your camera. It doesn't matter the camera as long as it gives results. But as an amateur, you don't have any money incentive there, so it's the pleasure. And if you don't have this feeling and you feel the camera is failing on you, or because you don't like the way it looks, or because the technical side is not there, well, probably you will stop making picture, or be changing camera every month or every 2 months or every year, I don't know, or you will stop photography. So don't neglect this part. Try to analyze your needs and your feelings, how it feels. And no YouTuber can tell you which camera is better for you. I love this camera, some people will hate it. I love the Leica, some people will hate it. And the other way around, some people love that Sony I didn't like for the way it looked, and some people will love it, and this is respectable. But you must make your own opinion, and the only way is to hold the camera in your hand, make a few pictures, look through the viewfinder, move around, and see how you feel, how this camera makes you feel. So that's it. I think this is a part that too many people forget, and sellers, they don't seem to be aware about that. They never speak too much about this. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you like the landscape. If you feel this video may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, the small button down here, and also a small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. I'll also leave you links of my gear on Amazon, links to every gear I've tested by K&F Concept and Sandmark, and also a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.